welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a little bit of a chit chat, get ready with me, and this one is going to be using the new blue, I almost called it blood sugar, the new Blue Blood palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I did an unboxing on this palette already. If you guys have not seen that video, I will go ahead and put it up in the corner. But if you just want to see what I try to create with this beautiful, amazing Blue Blood palette, then let's get started. I'm really excited. Again, I'm a little intimidated. I was just scrolling on Instagram looking at the hashtags and seeing what all other looks that people came up with, and they are absolutely gorgeous. So I was just kind of looking for, like, you know, inspiration on what I could do with this palette, because honestly we have so many different colors in here that there's just like, there's so much you can do with this, and I'm feeling it. I'm ready to go. So, first, obviously, as you can see, I have nothing on my face right now. So we are going to go ahead and prep the skin. So first, I'm just going to push my hair back with my little white balls here. So to start with primer, in honor of Jeffree Star, I am going to be using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. He did do a comparison between this one and I believe it was the Tatcha face primer, and this one is really good. So I've used it quite a few times, as you can see. It is a really good primer, and the way I apply it is a little bit differently. Normally I would apply my primer with my hands, but today I'm going to use a beauty blender. So basically I just kind of spin it around in there, and then I just start putting it all over my face. And this primer feels really good on the skin, and it really does make your pores look like completely blended. It's really nice. And I just kind of put that all over my face, on my forehead, on my eyelids, on my nose especially, and on my cheek area, because that's where I am the most pory, I guess you could say. And then after that, it is time for foundation. I'm going to be using two different ones today. I'm going to be using my Maybelline Superstay mixed with a little bit of my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear. Every time I use this foundation, I like to mix it with another one, because this one does make me break out quite a bit. So I really do like this foundation, but my skin just doesn't like it. So when I do want to use it, I do tend to mix it a little bit with the different one. So first I'm going to start out with this Maybelline Superstay. I'm just going to put a few pumps of this on my skin. Not too many though, because this is a very high coverage foundation. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the NARS, kind of shake it up real good, and put a few pumps of that on my face as well. Okay, so I'm just going to start out with that, and I'm just going to start buffing this into the skin. This looks ridiculous. Don't worry, don't freak out. By the end, it'll all come together. It'll be beautiful. It'll look great. Okay, so we are very full coverage right now. Next, I'm just going to go in with some concealer underneath my eyes, and then we're going to do powder bronzer to make ourselves look a little less flat, because every time you do this stage in makeup, it always looks a little bit scary for a while, but like I said, in the end, it all works out. So again, going in with my favorite concealer by CoverGirl. This is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy. I always use this stuff. It works freaking amazing. So I'm just going to put some of this under the eyes to cover up the lack of sleep I've been getting. And then we're just going to go through and lightly buff that out with our beauty blender. Okay, so now that we have everything laid down, next I'm just going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder, and I'm just going to go through and very lightly set everything on the face. And then another thing I like to do in my makeup routine is I like to go in and set my face with just some setting spray, like MAC Fix Plus or something like that, several times throughout my makeup routine, just because I feel like it kind of helps soak up any excess powder or foundation, or, you know, whatever the case may be. It just, by the end of my makeup, you know, application, my skin just looks better that way. So after I do this and my bronzer, I will go through and just give my face a couple little spritz of that. This powder, by the way, this Maybelline Fit Me, it's amazing. And then for bronzer, I'm just going to go on with this little Avon one that I've had for literally ever, but I love the color of it, so I'm just going to use this to warm up my face, like up in my temples and on my cheeks a little bit. See why I love bronzer? It just makes you look a little less flat. I don't know, I really enjoy it. So next, before I do anything else, I'm just gonna soak up a little excess of the powder, foundation, whatever. And for that, I'm just gonna use some MAC Fix Plus spray. And then I'll just kind of let that take a minute to sink into the skin. And while it is still a little damp, I just like to go over everything with my beauty blender again. Just very, very lightly tapping the skin. Alright, and then next I'm going to go in and do my brows. For that, I'm just going to use the CoverGirl Rich Brown Eyebrow Pencil, and then I'm going to go over that with the CoverGirl Pomade just to make them look a little darker and a little bolder, since we are doing a very bold makeup look today. Alright, brows are on, so now it is time to start with the eyes. I'm so nervous. Like, I don't even know like what to do or where to start or and also like my face looks like super like flawless right now, so I'm a little nervous if there's gonna be like any fallout. And also, like, excuse my like crusty ass foundation lips. We will fix that. I will wipe them off before we do our lip. I know they look a little bit crusty right now, but just, you know, bear with me here, guys. So I think the first thing is I'm just gonna go in with my Scotch tape, my jumbo tape, just to kind of help with a little bit of fallout and also give our eyeshadow a nice crisp edge here. Alright, so I did fix my lips a little bit, but you know, this is as good as it's gonna get. Okay, so I think what I want to do first is I think we're just gonna go like absolutely crazy with this. We're just gonna dive right into the blue colors. So I think the first shade that I want to go in with is Blue Blood, since this is a Blue Blood makeup tutorial look. I don't really like to call them tutorials because I don't consider myself like a beauty guru. I just kind of do my makeup and film it. I mean, if you want to consider this a tutorial, that's fine, but I don't know. I just don't think I'm good enough to be considering, I just don't feel like this video deserves to be called a tutorial. So take it however you want, but I think I'm going to dive in with Blue Blood first, and I'm going to start sweeping that into the crease. So I think I'm just going to start out with kind of a fluffier blending brush, and I'm going to take just a little bit of this. Oh my gosh. My first time using this palette. Let's fucking go! So I have my brush coated here, and I'm just going to start sweeping this. And then I'm going to do the same with the other eye. Alright, so I did move you guys in a little bit closer. I'm just kind of showing you what I'm doing. I'm basically just kind of going back and building up Blue Blood in the crease, and then we're going to go through and add kind of like a darker-ish color. But I really want to make sure the consistency is the same on both sides, and like they're winged out the same on both sides, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna keep doing that until I like it. Not taking too much product, just going in with just like a little tiny tap. Just to kind of like, and then as I get into the crease, I'm kind of taking my brush and like pushing and patting. You can just see how beautifully pigmented the shadow is. Like, it's gorgeous. Okay, so that's how I'm going to leave that in the crease right now. Next, I'm gonna go through, so I think I'm gonna go in with this kind of denser, that's not even a word, this denser blending brush, and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is called Blue Monday. Really, really gorgeous shade. I'm really going with colors that I really want to use. Like, colors that like spoke to me when I first saw the palette, so that's just kind of what I'm going for. Just a little bit of that. As you can see, my brush is completely coated, and you can see how freaking gorgeous this color is. And I'm just going to very, very lightly start taking that above Blue Blood, where I already applied it. Just doing really small, light strokes because you don't want to go too crazy with it. You don't want to take it too high up either because you don't want to cover up the blue blood because that color is going to kind of like be our transition when we blend the two together. So you really don't want to bring it up too high. Look at me talking like I know what I'm doing. Okay, so now that we kind of have that started, I'm going to go back with a little fluffier brush and just take a tiny amount of Blue Monday on that and just kind of start blending those two colors together. I've been really trying to work on my blending work, all right? Like, I see people do these makeup looks and I'm like, bitch, how? So I've really been trying to like perfect the way I blend and stuff. So kind of like that. Okay. Oh my gosh, that actually looks kind of pretty. Work. Yes, beach. Okay, so when you feel it start to look good, that's when you should stop what you're doing because once you get really excited and you just continue to blend and blend and blend and blend, speaking from experience here, that's when things start to get messed up. That's when things start to go to shit. So just take my advice. Once you think it looks good, stop what you're doing. So I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take some concealer. Let me find some. So I'm just going to take this MAC Painterly Paint Pot and I'm just going to take a, let me find a good one. Okay, I'm just going to take a flat eyeshadow brush like this. I'm just going to take some of that on the brush and we're going to kind of carve out that lid and just start very lightly, just applying that all over the lid. And then I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. And this is also going to help kind of prime your eyes for all of the other colors that you want to use. So if you're using like a glitter or a metallic or a pressed pigment, it's going to make it stick out a lot better. And these shadows, like everyone's been telling me that they blend super good. And I am definitely seeing that because for someone like me who's not like, you know, James Charles talented with makeup, if I can get these shadows to blend, a monkey can. So they are really easy to work with. They are really easy to blend. So, you know, that is a good sign. Okay, so here's what we have going on right now. Let's see, what do I want to do on the eyelid? I'm really interested in this ocean ice color, this like beautiful pressed pigment glittery gorgeousness. Like, I feel like I kind of want to do like a halo eye maybe, or do I just want to, fuck, I don't know what to do. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this color on the end here. This one is called Flourishing. And I'm going to take that on just a little eyeshadow brush, so something like this right here. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to start putting this on the outer corner of the eye, just kind of packing it in, not really blending it in. Alright, and then for the inner corner of the eye, I'm just going to go in with an even smaller eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go back in with that same Flourishing color, and I'm just going to pack that on the inner part of the eye. Oh, these colors are so pretty! Like, really, like, Jeffree Star, come on. Like, I swear, he can make... Only he would be able to bring back blue eyeshadow, you know what I'm saying? Like, holy... So then I'm just going back in with that brush that still has a little bit of leftover Blue Monday, and I'm just kind of going and blending the Flourishing up because you don't just want to leave it there, otherwise it's going to look very kind of like sketchy and just not very like blended together. So I'm just kind of going through very lightly, kind of blending those two colors up into the crease a little bit. As you can see, we left a little bit of lid space right in the middle because that is going to be the show-stopping color, which is this one right here, Ocean Ice. And just a little bit of a heads up, this will stain your eyelid, so if you are going to wear this eyeshadow, make sure that you wear a primer underneath it or you have something to wash it off really good, because this will stain. It's not a bad thing. It's very normal with pigments like this. It's just something just to consider and keep in mind if you do want to use that shade. So I'm just going to take a flat C-shaped blending brush, eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to go in with that Ocean Ice color. Just going to take a few little swipes of that. This is very pigmented, very glittery, as you can see. And I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to pat that onto the center. This color is actually very, very similar to Blue Monday. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Shit. Damn it. I think I just fucked it up. Okay, so this Ocean Ice color is very similar to Blue Monday, so it kind of just looks like a big mess now. I'm just going to keep... Fuck it. I'm just going to put this all over the eyelid. Well, this didn't exactly turn out how I wanted it to. So this, fuck, it's kind of turning out like a fail now. No. Okay, let's not give up hope. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. This is turning out a lot more smoky than I thought it was going to, but you know, that's okay. There is nothing wrong with smoky. That's fine. Just don't give up hope. Keep blending away. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a very, very pretty eyeshadow color. It's just very similar to Blue Monday. So word of advice, if you do want to use Ocean Ice and Blue Monday, make sure you place the shadows accordingly. Otherwise, they're going to look very, very similar. So, I mean, it's blue. I mean, like, we have that down pat pretty much. Like, I'd say we nailed that part of it. Not what I envisioned. This was not supposed to happen. God damn it. I'm just going to go back in with a little bit of Blue Blood and just kind of blend up here a little bit. Nothing too crazy, just trying to get that nice blend back up here. And I am blending it pretty far up because, you know, go big or go home. So I'm just gonna stop there, and I'm going to remove the tape. Mayday, mayday. Everything's going wrong. Okay, so moving to the under part of the eye, I'm going to go in with this Deceased color right next to Blue Blood, and on just a little brush like this, I'm just going to take a little bit of that. Okay, so that's for the under part of the eyes. Then for my waterline, I'm going to go in with this Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Lip Liner, which the tea is these make much better eyeliners than they do lip liners. Just, you know, letting you guys know from experience. Just gonna kind of... I think for this look, I'm not going to do any liquid eyeliner just because I don't want to take away from kind of like the blue theme that we have going on here. If you have one of his like liquid lips that either in like Breakfast at Tiffany's or Jawbreaker or anything like that, then that would look really, really cool as a liquid eyeliner. But I don't have any of those colors, so I think I'm just going to leave it like this with no eyeliner on top. So I think next I'm going to go in and do some mascara, because mascara, no matter how bad your eyeshadow looks, I mean, I don't think this looks bad. It's just not what I wanted. It's not how I wanted it to turn out, I guess you could say. But mascara always makes everything better, so I'm going to go in with one of my favorites. This is the CoverGirl Total Tease mascara, and I'm just going to start loading this shit on like it's nobody's business. So here are what the eyes look like all finished up. So now we are going to go in and finish up the face and do the lips. I don't know what I want to do for the lips yet. I feel like, let me see. I feel like in honor of this palette, since it does have the Celebrity Skin eyeshadow, I feel like we should do Celebrity Skin on the lips. Maybe, we'll see. So for blush, I'm going to go in with this Tarte one. This is in Partay. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my blush brush. Smile. And just put a little bit of that on the apples of my cheeks. Not too much because we don't want to look crazy. And then for highlight, Jeffree Star has this shade at the very top here. It is called Crystal Flesh, which is a really, really nice like highlight color. So I think I want to use a little bit of that on my face today. Oh, bitch. Wow, that is beautiful. And then before I go in and do the lips, I am going to spray my face one more time with some MAC Fix Plus. And the thing, once you spray your face with any sort of setting spray after your eye makeup is done, it is very, very important to keep your eyes down or shut until the setting spray is completely dry. Because if you open your eyes while it is still wet, you do run the risk of your eyeshadow creasing throughout the day. Even if you use a primer, it can still sometimes happen. So I'm just gonna kind of take a moment to reflect, shut my eyes, and just let all this dry. Okay, so now that everything is set, we can go ahead and start on the lips. So I think I am going to do Celebrity Skin today, just in honor of that shade being inside the Blue Blood palette, which I'm really excited about. But first we need to line these lips. So for that, I'm using the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Lip Liner, and this is in the shade Caramel Nude. Okay, so here is Celebrity Skin on the lips. I think it goes pretty okay with this look, but to kind of gloss it up a little bit, I'm going to go in with this CoverGirl Cream Lipstick, and this is just in the color 230, which is cream, and I'm just going to put a little bit of this. Alright guys, and then that is the first Blue Blood makeup look all completed. Let me know what you guys think of it. Like I said, I wanted it to turn out differently, but I guess, you know, altogether looking at it, it's not that bad. It's something very different than just a, you know, normal, average, everyday, neutral eyeshadow look. So I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm not mad at it. I just wish things would have gone a little bit differently, but that's okay. I have that definitely didn't change my thoughts on this palette. I still absolutely love it. The colors and the shadows were super buttery, really easy to blend, just overall really, really gorgeous palette. If you guys can get your hands on this, I highly recommend that you do. It is worth every single penny, dollar, everything. It is currently sold out on his website right now, but as long as you follow him on social media and keep up with when he does do his restocks, you should be able to get your hands on this pretty easily. But I do like it. The colors are so much fun. It's definitely something different. It's something that I feel that the makeup industry really needed right now, because we are just like overstimulated with neutral eyeshadows and neutral eyeshadow palettes. So for Jeffree Star to really kind of take this plunge and create pretty much an all blue eyeshadow palette, that's like super creative, super genius, and I'm really glad he did that. It just kind of, I feel like it kind of like woke everybody up on the inside, and it's like people can start having fun with makeup again, because in the end, that's what it's all about. You know, it's not about who can get the most likes on Instagram or who can get on so-and-so's PR list. It's really just about, you know, plopping fun colors on your eyes. You know, it's a fun time. I really do hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, as always, make sure to go down and give me a huge thumbs up. If you are new here, make sure you go down and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Let me know what you guys think of the eyeballs. I think it's pretty cool. And until then, I will see you very, very soon in my next video. I love you guys. Bye!